So if rent is the most important issue, which I think we all agree, it's like fucking absurd. The rent freeze was like incredibly effective communication, right? This idea, because everybody else is talking about, we're going to build all these units. When you're drowning, you're not worried about like someone building you a boat. You need a life vest. I get that 100%. I think that makes sense. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you can do that to like about 50% of the units in New York.
Yeah.
Because those are like,
apartments pretty much.
they're like the rent stabilized or rent controlled units.
About 2.5 million New Yorkers live in these kinds of apartments.
Got it.
Yeah.
How do you offer relief to the other 50%? And let me just clarify to people listening, like those other 50% aren't necessarily people who are wealthy.
They're just living in market rate units.
And people that work here, and they just didn't have the ability to get one of these, rent controlled units.
And so I'd first say there's rent control, which is a very small minority. The vast majority of what we're talking about is rent stabilization. Rent stabilization means there's a limit on how much your rent can increase every year. It's not what your rent is, it's what the increase will be. And it's all determined by a board called the Rent Guidelines Board, composed of 9 people that the mayor appoints.
You can appoint them.
Yes.
But I think the appointing process might even take a little bit, right? It's not like day one you do it.
It's each of these terms are on kind of a rotating basis.
Got it.
And there are a number of these terms that are open right now.
Got it. So you can point some, and there might be some people that are empathetic to your philosophies already. So
because they actually did a study. That same board, under Eric Adams, did a study. It found that landlord profits had increased 12% of those units in the same year that the median household income of tenants of those units was $60,000. And with that information, they decided, let's hike the rent again. So it actually doesn't have to do with the data.
Got it.
But the point that you're making is right, which is that we have to have a housing policy for all 8.5 million people. That's why you couple a rent freeze with construction of 200,000 truly affordable homes. The reason I say truly is because, like, I represent Steinway in Astoria, right? I'll call a constituent, I'll say, there's a new affordable housing development coming up. Do you want to apply? They'll say, how much do I have to make? I say $140,000. They hang up the phone.
Yeah, affordable housing.
Because how are they going to afford that, right?
Yeah.
And so my point is thinking about affordability more with the median household income in New York City, which is $70,000 for a family of 4.
I love it.